Okay, Marianne. See attached verified motion for order to show cause for details of alleged violations. Number 1, taking the minor children from their home of record in August of 2021.
No. Go to page 3. Where for what they're asking for? The last page, there's 3 things.
I'm looking at it, and like I said... Oh, okay.
Page 3.
Page 3?
There's 3 things they're asking for.
Well, I'm not... Okay, so then, where it says it's further ordered in open court...
Alright, just a minute. Let me get there. I meant something else. Hang on.
Full compliance?
Just a minute, honey. Let me get there. I'm not going to talk off the top of my head. It's not fair to you. Just a second, please. Let me just get to your name and pull it up. I printed it, but I have a big pile of stuff to file. I don't know where it is. Just a minute. Okay, hang on.
Bless you.
Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. You there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the... Just a minute. No, that's not it. Just a second here. It must be... Oh, God.
Can I read it? Can I read it to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Monica Griego must return to full compliance with the January 14, 2021 order, including without limitation. I'm going to say something about that, okay? I have more than been compliant.
That's not the one. It's not the one. It's the one that which was just filed.
That's the one we're talking about. That's the one I called you about. That's the one you just sent to me. I have it right here.
Okay.
I'm not returning to no full compliance, especially if Mark isn't returning to no full compliance. It's going to be fair if it's not going to be nothing at all.
Yeah.
Remove all social media posts that reference the children, CYFD employees, or any aspect of this confidential abuse neglect proceeding. Okay, first of all, like I said in my video, there's nothing confidential about this case. Nothing. Especially if this, CYFD can forge, like Amanda did with the RRIs, checking what she wanted to select, what kind of records she wanted to select without my permission, and, just everything that they've been doing in this case shows this case is not confidential. There's nothing confidential about it, okay? And this whole thing referencing the children are my children, okay? They're not strangers' children. They're my children. CYFD employees need to be held accountable for what they do. They need to be exposed. And there's no one there to expose them. So people need to know who they are. They need to know what they've done. And it's my right to speak on what they've done. So there's no social media law that says that a state agency and people cannot be exposed for what they do. That's corrupt. That is corrupt. Okay? B. Any communication with the department workers or the providers must comply with the order regarding timing and methods of correspondence. Timing. There is no timing of what? 8 to 5 o'clock? What if between 8 to 5 o'clock, Monday to Friday, their phones, they answer when they want to answer. So, there's, and like I said, their communication, there is actually no communication happening right now. The department does not communicate with me about nothing unless I keep communicating with them over and over and over, messaging repeatedly, what I need, what I'm asking, whatever it is. And that's why it seems like harassment to them, because they don't respond when they should. They see, oh, it's Monica Griego, I'm going to ignore it.
Yeah, that order to show cause that you're looking at is not the one I sent you.
Well, it is the one you sent me because it's right here. Don't tell me that, because that's gonna piss me off. Don't tell me that because you did send it to me.
I'm
It came.
because I have another one and I can't find it. That's what's upsetting me, not you.
Right here where it says full participation and compliance with the treatment plan, that is fucking bullshit. I'm not going to comply with any more of that treatment plan if Mark is not going to comply with it. If they're not going to hold him accountable for what he did do and what he didn't do in the safety plan that they wrote. That safety plan said Monica or Mark, okay? It didn't say Monica Griego. And it didn't clearly state that David had to be away from my kids. Okay? They never answered my question about why he wasn't supposedly suitable. They never answered that. And as long as they don't answer that, that clearly tells me that his education, his college education, is all that they are intimidated by. Okay? Another one. To meet with PPW, Alessandra Newbill to course correct. First of all, what the fuck is course correct? I'm not correcting nothing. There is nothing to correct other than to put Mark in jail for what he did do to my kids. And the police need to do their job. That's the course correct that needs to be sought after.
Yeah.
Failure to fully comply may result in serious sanctions. Okay, I will accept the sanctions and I will accept a new attorney on my case as well. Because this is the 5th attorney and I should not be having 5 attorneys in a 6-year case. Because of a judge that has not been present in the case. The first 2 years, she was nowhere to be found. John Schopner and Ted Martinez took the case. The department, they couldn't even justify why by August 18th of, 2018, 18 months later, they still had the case open. They know they could have closed this case a long time ago. They know they could have sent us home with ABA therapy. They know they could have reunified us. For them to sit there and say in that motion, responding to you, that they made a few changes, yes, they made changes after the cease and desist letters got sent to them, which should have never had to happen in the first place. I should have never had to go as far as I've gone to get this department to move their ass and do their job. For example, okay, the daycare. Let's clarify that right now. They didn't give a shit about Esmeralda in that daycare getting bit by a dog. That dog didn't get put down. That daycare didn't get closed. No one gave a fuck about that. They can respond all they want to those emails, but they didn't care because that's not their child. But I can guarantee you if it was their child, they'd care.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Daycare. Yadira, okay? Yadira never gave me the forms, the information, nothing for that daycare to happen. And even if I would have changed my schedule, Isaac clearly said it wasn't his job to get the daycare. It was Alessandra's job. I'm not going to meet with a caseworker that can't even do her job. She couldn't even answer my questions on email. Those questions, the judge ain't even going to answer them because she knows she's with a corrupt agency. She knows she's with a corrupt enterprise, as she keeps on calling it. This case needs to close. They need to return my kids back to me. They need to give me all the help I've been asking for. Housing. Jordan cannot talk about housing when I have an email from years ago when I first asked for housing. I submitted all the paperwork. I did everything I had to do. They didn't turn it into the Bernalillo County Housing Department. That's why we never got the housing.
Yeah.
For that, I'm not at fault for. So Jordan to say, hold yourself accountable, she can fuck off because you know what? She needs to hold herself accountable for what she didn't do as a CASA. When Christine Montoya was, trying to bait me and Mark. I'm never going to forget that. Amanda left us alone with her. There was no one in that freaking building. Nobody. And Holly had to go back home, and I know they were trying to see if we were going to steal our daughter. That's why Amanda left her work phone with Christine. There's a lot of things I don't forget. Like the time that they didn't want to give my mother-in-law a ride. They didn't want to transport the kids. How in the hell are you going to have foster care, transportation vehicles, funding for it, and you can't transport 2 children?
Yeah.
Mark had to go get the girls that day for that visit. I had to stay there waiting.
Okay, so I understand there's been like a bazillion frustrations. So let's look at that last page. I finally found it, and you're right, I guess. Does it say order to show cause from September 8th hearing? Is that what it says in the front?
Say that again?
What's the title to it on page 1 say?
Page 1.
Does it say order to show cause, order from September 8th hearing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were right. So page 3 says, let's just read through it. Monica must return to full compliance. Okay, so remove all media posts. That's not new news.
Yeah. And like I said, number for number.
Okay, and any communication must comply with the order.
No.
That
No.
means, I guess, no posting about them. That's
No,
not
I'm not. I can. Freedom of speech. We're in America. Until the president gets on the news.
Full participation in compliance with the treatment plan. Well, I think you've completed the treatment plan. I would agree with you there.
I more than have, and you know that.
The course correct. I don't really know what that means.
Yeah, well, there's no way to course correct.
I don't know what that means.
There's no way to course correct, Marianne. You cannot put my family back together like Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Once families are broken, they're broken. And let's be realistic here. Mark has a post on his Facebook that CYFD doesn't even give a shit about. A year ago, he was looking at a video where a little girl was begging her dad for help because somebody was trying to sexually abuse her. That's premeditated evidence that he was already thinking of doing this a year ago.
So how do you want to handle the hearing Wednesday? That's kind of what I need to know.
I want my parental rights to be restored.
They haven't been taken away, though.
Okay then. But so then I want everything I've been asking for. I want the housing. I want my kids' benefits back. I want my kids' full custody back with me. And I want to be the educational decision maker, as I should be, because you know what? I can take care of my kids. I can make sure they go to school. Everything they need, I can do it for them. I even was teaching them how to use the stencil to trace their name, to trace numbers, letters, everything they need to know. I've read to my kids. I've taught them how to spell words. There's been so much I've done. So one-page response. And I think you should respond to this motion and say that I have emails where Monica Griego did notify the department of where she was with the children. And if I didn't, it's because, we were trying to figure things out. All Faith was supposed to help.
All you're going to address in court is what is on page 3.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm still going to address it my way.
Okay, well, they're going to ask you questions about it.
I'm
not going to tell you what to say because I just think that you need to talk about your First Amendment rights and that you should have 50-50 custody of the kids. They're not going to give you sole custody, and you can ask for it.
Well, they need to give me sole custody because they know they're dealing with someone that has sexually abused his daughters. And if they keep on with this, I'm not going to respond to it. If this is how it's going to be, we already did the 50-50 with Irene. Irene's dead and gone. If 9 guardianships didn't work, there's no 50-50.
Well, the Safe House interview tape, Esmeralda didn't say anything about Mark.
Of course, because that's what they wanted her to do. They coached her before she even did it. I can guarantee you that. They knew exactly how to work her brain. They knew exactly how to convince her to say something about me and not him. And I'm not answering anything if this is how it's going to be. I will answer nothing at all. And the judge can do what the fuck she wants to do. If she wants to try to hold me in contempt, I want to really see her do it so that I can get another attorney. Because once she puts me in jail, I'll get another attorney guaranteed. Unless you decide to go and try to bail me out. Or whatever. Defend me in court.
How do you think that another attorney is going to keep you from contempt? That's not my decision, it's hers.
Well,
I can't keep keep her from holding you in contempt. I'm just telling you.
No, but if I go to jail, I should be getting another attorney to defend me, a public defender.
There's no public defense. I mean, you would have a choice of another respondent attorney. Now, if you go to jail, you would still come back to this courthouse. I guess it would be a criminal attorney. Well, I don't know. If she holds you in contempt, you probably just come back to this courthouse.
Yeah, but if I go to jail, then I should be able to get another attorney that's going to actually defend me. I'm not going to have to kiss their ass to defend me.
Well, you won't. They won't. A criminal attorney won't defend you in this stuff. You still have another respondent attorney. There's like 12 of us.
Even my boss told me. He said, "What is their problem with you?" He said, "Why can't they understand what you're trying to do for your children?" He even told me. He said they should be going after people that really abuse children.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I told you. You and Mark should stipulate the joint custody.
No.
I'm
not agreeing to nothing with that man. Nothing.
Well, then you can get him out of your hair and go after him in court yourself. I mean, why not?
I'm not.
They're not going to support you. So.
Well, if they're not going to support me, then I have nothing to say to them. I'll invoke my Fifth Amendment right, and that'll be the end of it.
I'm just saying, if you agree to joint custody, then you can pursue his abuse afterwards and go to court to get joint custody.
I'm still not getting joint custody. I'm not even going to go to family court for joint custody.
Okay, well, what if they dismiss the case and give the kids to him? You're still going to have to go to court. That's all I'm saying.
If they dismiss the case and give the kids to him and terminate my rights, I will be suing them.
No. If they give the kids to him, your rights will not be terminated. Please remember, if you don't remember anything else, that does not terminate your rights. It just means you have to go to family court and fight to get visitation. That's all. Your rights will not be terminated. Remember that. If they dismiss the case and give the children to Mark, you just have to get yourself to family court and ask for joint custody. You just have to fill out the paperwork and go to family court after the fact. If they give those kids to Mark, that is not a termination of your rights. Please remember that. It's very important. Okay?
I sure hope not.
I'm telling you the truth. If I would be much more up in arms if that was the case.
Because it sure in the house seems like it. When you remove them,
it's like if they give custody to one parent, that's why people hash it out in domestic relations court, so that they can split up, when parents aren't together, so they can split up the custody stuff, That's
and here's
not a termination if they give the kids to him.
Here's the question I have for you. Why, in the first place, did we even have to get here? Why couldn't you guys listen to us when we said we didn't want a divorce? Why did you guys push us to get a divorce and make us hate each other?
What are you talking about? I had nothing to do with that. What are you talking about? I was supporting it the whole time. I had no idea you were going to break up. I didn't know anything about that. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who pushed you to get a divorce. It certainly was not me. I never even mentioned the word to you. I thought you guys were together. As a matter of fact, I fought against that. Susan was pushing for Mark to leave you. I never was pushing for that. So
you told me...
You're talking about somebody, but it ain't me.
You told me on the phone that I would have to divorce him to get my kids back, and I said no, and you said yes.
Well, that wasn't... I don't know when that was, but you misunderstood me. I never said that.
So,
never.
Are you trying to say...
You guys were together, and I was trying to get the kids home to both of you, and that was the plan. When those kids went home on a trial home visit, they went home to both of you. So I don't know. That was a misunderstanding. I never said that. Susan was pushing for it because she said Mark was doing his treatment plan and you weren't. And I took her out in the hallway and I said, look, they're together. You can't do this. So, that's a gross misunderstanding. I would have never suggested that.
Okay, so why didn't you challenge Susan and tell her, Susan...
That's why the rights weren't terminated. I did. I said they're together. The judge is never going to terminate because they're together. And Mark did his treatment plan. No matter what they argue about Monica, they're together, and the judge isn't going to terminate because of that. Now, that's why the rights weren't terminated, because I took Susan out in the hall. I already did that. That's a way long time ago. I didn't tell you all that because I didn't want to mix you up with everything else that was going on. I did that a long time ago and told her, you can't side with Mark. Those two are together. So I took care of that a long time ago. Yeah, that was way before you guys broke up. No, that was a long, long time ago.
And what kind of communication have you had with the GAL about anything? Because I don't see you talk to him at all about nothing.
Why would I talk to him?
He has the kids. He's the reason why this is still continuing. He is the main reason why this is still continuing, because he keeps on lying about what the kids' best interests are when he doesn't know shit about them.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who bathed them. He doesn't know who fed them. He doesn't know who clothed them. He doesn't know who bought groceries for them. He doesn't know who baby fed them, who bottle fed them. He doesn't know who took him out to the bus or taught him how to read or taught him how to write or anything. He doesn't know nothing about my kids. And neither does Jordan. So they don't know nothing about best interest for the children because they don't know these children.
I think Jordan's been pretty darn supportive of you, my
Really? Really? Because you know what? I asked her to investigate what happened to Holly when Bernadette made those false allegations about Mark Jr. sexually abusing Holly, and she didn't do nothing. Bernadette should have never been getting pissed off about me calling ARC New Mexico and reporting it and saying that, you know, the police came to her house, they checked if she had food in her fridge, and this and that, checked the beds, checked everything. What do you think I'm going to do when you make false allegations about a man that's disabled, that doesn't even have the mental capacity to do that to somebody?
Yeah.
Junior is innocent in this. And they've thrown Junior's name just like our names up and down everywhere. Slandered us left and right. If there is no disability rights, there needs to be some in New Mexico. And some real ones, not no fake ones. Anyways.
Well, how do you propose to answer some of that stuff? That's what I'm kind of worried
The
about.
evidence is there, Marianne. Use the evidence. That's what you need to do. You need to use the evidence.
No, they're going to ask you the questions.
They're going to ask me the questions. I'm going to tell them, look at your evidence. Look at your evidence and use it. That's what you need to be doing. That's what you need to be doing if you're a real court. If you're a real judge, I'm going to tell her. She's going to hear me saying what I haven't said to her. You're going to act like a judge, or you're going to get off that bench. It's very clear. Republicans are really sick of Democrats bullshitting around, and Democratic judges have done it for too long. Anyways, I need to go. I need to get ready for work. Okay. So right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, sweetie.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.